Run.
In 5, 4.
Welcome to Cosmic Love. This is Sarah, Ashley, and
This is Taylor Fortune. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. How is everybody out there? Well, actually, we should probably just wait for people to start joining in.
That's right. That's right. If you guys are watching on the replay, we're just going to wait for some people to come in. We're going to wait a couple minutes. So, Taylor, how's your day?
It's going really well. Yeah, today's been making videos, doing the usual stuff. I'm going to call the first person right now.
Awesome.
To just get the ball rolling. I have some texts that have already come in like gangbusters over here. And let's just see. Let's see if this person answers. And we will go from there.
Twin flames match.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see who it is.
Their name is Brett. Brett. So,
awesome.
can you hear that ringing?
Yes, I can hear the ringing, Taylor.
Okay, perfect.
Hello?
Hello, Brett. This is Taylor Fortune. You are on Cosmic Love.
Oh, hey, Taylor.
How you doing?
Hi, Brett. It's Sarah.
Hey, Sarah.
Okay,
Hey.
so you answered. So here's what we're gonna do. Bear with me for a moment. I'm gonna get all your information over to Sarah, and then I'm gonna start talking to you here.
Sure.
Okay. Cool. Your info is in. And so what is what's your background with this person? It looks like we will call her Lauren.
Yeah, that's right. Her and I always really clicked as best friends. So we tried to start a relationship. I'd say maybe 3 or 4 times, and then we just kept hitting roadblocks. And now we're just taking a break and not talking.
Not talking. Okay. When you say you tried to start a relationship, so you have been romantic with this person, or has it been just like a close number of times but never quite took off?
No, it's been official.
Oh, it's been official.
Yeah, 2 or 3 at the time.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Cool.
We met each other's parents under that capacity.
Okay. Okay. So you guys are relatively close then. I mean, we talked to some people on here that have never even met in real life before. So
No. Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so we will begin as soon as Sarah pulls up. Now, when you say
Sure.
you guys, what's that?
I said, sure. I'm still working on it. So
Still working on it. That's why we're changing the system up so we can talk to you a little bit. So when you say you guys aren't talking right now, I take it that's not what you want, or I take it that's not a good situation.
Yeah, I mean, we just got into it a little bit quickly, after her divorce.
Yeah.
They get divorced, and we were actually talking while they were married.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, so she was divorced. Am I hearing that correctly?
Yeah, she got divorced. So did you have anything to do with that divorce?
Yeah, I think so. I
Oh.
think I was the last push, but she was gonna leave him anyway. I believe, because he ended up being kind of like a sociopath and a liar. And then she came back into my life after not talking to her for 3 years because she got married. And that was right when we were thinking about starting something, but then she got married instead. So I just brushed it off no, whatever. I didn't care about it back then.
Yeah.
And then she came back, and then we got more close this past year and a half.
Okay.
And now it's ended. And within that time, we would break off and come back again a little bit too.
Okay. Okay. That's quite a history. I mean,
Ooh.
damn, dating, marriage, divorce, dating, not talking. Yeah, that's a hell of a history you got.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in this relationship.
I think it could have worked if we didn't cheat on my ex-husband. So she felt guilty about that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Do you think that you were the only one she was cheating on with, or were there others?
I really don't think so. From my perspective, I can't, of course, know for sure. But I would have been really surprised, especially because in their marriage, he wouldn't let her go out and see anybody. So she didn't talk to that many people. She broke off with a lot of people during the divorce.
Okay. All right. Well, there's a lot going on here, Brett. I just want you to know, it's possible that it is a twin flames relationship, but there's definitely a lot of sexual attraction going on here. And definitely some mental blockages as well. So I'm just going to break it down for you. So her descendant is on your ascendant, and your ascendant is on her descendant, which sometimes could be a hallmark of twin flames, because the ascendant is how we identify ourselves.
Cut you off. You're kind of on speaker. It's hard to understand.
Okay. You can't hear me?
Not that well. It's like echoey.
Okay. I'll try to talk louder. If not, I'll just pop in my earbuds for the next caller. Sorry. So your ascendant is on her descendant. So that means that you feel like comfortable to have a relationship with her. You feel like you identify with her in some way. And it's the same flip for her. But what I'm seeing here is her Mars and her vertex are in your Pallas Athena. So I do think that she stimulates you intellectually. She makes you feel almost like you can protect her in a certain way. That's probably what was going on in this relationship when she was going through the divorce or wanted to divorce her husband, and she felt safe with you. Also, your Saturn is on her Uranus. So sometimes when we see that, I do see that in affairs where Saturn and Uranus are in a conjunction point, because it's almost like you want to change things, but it really can't be changed. So it's like a fascination that just can't.
Really can't what?
It's like something that wants to happen in real life, but just really can't happen in real life, because Saturn is about, like long lasting commitments, and Uranus is not. It's about something quick. So when that conjunction is there, it's just like, it's an illusion, almost like there's an illusion of the time being. And it's also interesting, Brett, because your Juno is on her Neptune.
Yeah,
So
I saw that.
yeah. So Juno is the asteroid of marriage. So it's almost like she would ideally like to be with you, but then again, like Neptune is like illusionary. So I think there's like a lot of illusionary stuff in this relationship going on. And to boot, your Algol, it's kind of like the asteroid of bad, naughty things, if you will, is on her sun. So I feel like this isn't a relationship that's a long-term relationship. There might be some back and forth between the two of you. Intellectual stimulation, your Mercury is on her moon. There's definitely some intellectual.
Another thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
The lust, it looks like the asteroid of lust, Brett's lust, is conjunct her karma.
Mm-hmm.
Which once again, I mean, even just those words themselves tell you a little bit of a story. The asteroid of lust is about, guess what? It's about lust. And then it being conjunct means it is right next to her asteroid of karma. So there's a certain feeling that you may always desire her, but there is like almost a certain karma that is keeping you two apart, which could be interesting in terms of past life relationships or karmic cycles, things that we need to learn in this life in order to, better ourselves and to evolve. But it's difficult when it comes to a relationship to have lust and karma right next to each other, because those are two very conflicting things.
Definitely. So, I mean, you guys definitely are sexually attracted to each other, and mental, and there's a lot of mental stimulation there as well. But I don't think this is meant for a long-term situation, especially with that Saturn and Uranus and then Neptune with Juno there. It's an Algol in the sun. I would not pursue this person again for a long-term commitment. So that is my advice. Taylor, do you have any other?
Once again, I'm noticing the karma here too, that her Juno, her asteroid of marriage, is right on his karma. So once again, there's another, it's like you have some really strong hits and some really like kind of resisting forces here too. Which is very natural. A lot of us have these kind of things. But you have to realize these astrological charts are a list of pros and cons. Nobody gets out of this unscathed.
No.
Yeah, you're going to have good qualities that match, and you're going to have opposing qualities that are to your detriment. So it's really interesting. I think the bottom line is that it's powerful, you know.
Mhm.
There's-
Yeah, it's definitely a powerful connection. Definitely.
especially the ascendant, the descendant, you know, how the way that lines up.
Yeah.
Once again, that is a sign of soulmates, twin flames, all the above. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
like you guys got some really cool stuff here, and then there's just some other stuff that's just kind of working against you.
Yeah.
So you're
What do
saying
you-
that there's more cons than pros, so it wouldn't work?
It doesn't necessarily mean it wouldn't work. It's just with that Saturn and Uranus conjunction there, and with what you've told us as well, it just seems like there's some roadblocks there, and both of you do need to get over that. And did you say that she's married now, that she got remarried?
Yeah, she got married.
But she's not married right now.
Oh, she's not married now. For some reason, I thought she got married again.
I couldn't hear you, but no, they got divorced officially, finally.
Okay.
And then when they were officially divorced, we were still talking.
Okay.
We stopped talking.
Yeah, she might be just afraid
She
to.
needed room to grow, all that, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, there is definitely a chance for it to happen again. You guys, well, like you have your Vesta on her Sirius, like you guys definitely have a lot of like soul connections here, a lot of soul connections, but there has to be some give and take. It's going to take a little challenge, a little work.
Yeah, I mean, that's obvious. You're right.
Yeah.
It seems like it's just sort of a lesson to kind of like shed ego a little bit. That's what it's been like. Because I had a lot of synchronicities leading up to her, and then even after we broke up, I'm still seeing synchronicities regarding her. So it's a little confusing.
Yeah. I can see that even in the chart. There's so many mixed elements here. There's like harsh elements, and then some beautiful, beautiful elements here in this chart. And like you guys definitely have the attraction going and the mental stimulation, which is what everybody wants in a relationship. But then there's those roadblocks, and I do think that there's some idealization there on her behalf of you. And sometimes when Neptune is in a strong conjunction with like a Juno or a Venus, it almost makes like you want to keep that person from a distance because it almost seems too good to be true. And people, I feel like if people aren't in a spiritual alignment, they can't really make the commitment to be with someone who is idealized to them, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, so I'm kind of hearing every other word you say, so I'm going to go back and watch the YouTube video.
Okay.
It's hard when one person is in spiritual alignment, the other isn't.
I'm saying that if she is not in spiritual alignment, Brett, it's going to be difficult for her to have divine union with you because she idealizes you from like a distance. It's almost like a crush, and she doesn't really want to be completely in real life with you. That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. It's like I always feel like she's like smiling at me from like the bushes, like she wants me to do good. She really cares about me. She texts me like, "Oh, I truly miss our friendship," but doesn't want to go through this cycle again. And that's what she said, that she wants to end the cycle of us going back together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's possible that if she works on herself a little bit and, you guys can definitely have a relationship, but it's going to take her working on herself to actually be present in the relationship with you.
It's confusing because, I know at the highest level we're all connected, so there's no really such thing as twin flame, but I've just gotten weird synchronicities with her about that. And then we have the whole runner situation, the fact that we're best friends, and then other like sensitive people have told me that it was real with her. So I'm just like, it's just a confusing situation.
It does sound confusing, especially after like getting together and then breaking up and then getting together and with other people mixed in. Anytime there's other people mixed in, there can be a sense of disappointment and regret.
Yeah. Well, Brett, we wish you all the best on it. If you want to deep dive any further, feel free to book a private appointment with me or Sarah. You can go to taylorfortune.com if you want more of the divine masculine perspective. And Sarah, tell your information.
Yeah, it's Linktree / full moon astrology if you want to book a more extended reading with me about the synastry chart.
Sure. All right. Thank you, guys.
Cool. Thank you so much, Brett. Take care.
Have a great night.
Bye.
Cool. All right. That was cool. That was good. Yeah, that was a really good, that was an interesting chart for
It
sure.
was an interesting chart,
Yeah.
especially, you know, if she was married to someone else.
Yeah,
that
right.
really complicates the situation. And what was interesting is the Neptune Juno thing going on.
I couldn't stop looking at that.
Yeah.
You know, because that Neptune energy, it's so mystical and pretty, but it's so destructive also at the same
Yes.
time. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just a little bit of both. And like when it's on Juno, it's like, oh my God, I don't know. This can all just drift away into the mist, you know?
Right. Exactly. Because Neptune is just so elusive.
Yeah, exactly.
Not grounded in anything real.
Right.
It's a dream. So that was really interesting that she was married to someone else when she got together with him, because sometimes that's how affairs could be, right? It's just like elusive dreams. Yeah.
Very Neptunian also affairs.
Yeah.
Let's take our next call here. Hopefully this person picks up.
Awesome.
We'll go from
we have here and what their story is.
Yeah. Let's see.
And you guys can still text in if you want.
Oh yeah. Give the number if
yeah, I will give the number. The number is 1 second here, and I will give the number.
Yeah, right. I know.
So many different screens. Okay. The number is, text the number 213-866-4225. If you want to get a mini synastry reading from Taylor and me, it's 213-866-4225. Go ahead and text us your name or your fake name, their name or their fake name, and both of your birth information, which is your birthday, your birth time, and your birthplace. And if you want to send us your email too, that would be excellent. So once again, that is 213-866-4225. Okay, Taylor.
Hello, Mary. You were on Cosmic Love. Welcome.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. I'm driving.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Well, hopefully you can hear us in your car, because you know how hearing stuff and driving goes, but we will do our best.
Yes, definitely. Hey, Mary, it's Sarah. Nice to hear from you.
Hey,
I hope you
how are you?
Good. So who are we talking about tonight and what's going on?
We got ourselves a Jacob here. I just texted you the info.
Jacob.
Yeah, Mary. So Sarah's gonna plug your stuff in. Why don't you tell me a little bit about Jacob?
Oh, Jacob. He is somebody that I met.
Oh, there's 3. Wait, hold on 1 second. Mary, you gave me, I just looked quickly at the text. You gave me 3 different guys.
Information. What is going on here, Mary?
Yeah, well, okay.
I plug in Ken.
Who do
He's the karmic one. He's the doozy.
Okay,
He's the narcissist.
who do you want us to do? Because we're only going to do one right now.
Yeah, one man at a time, Mary. We can't do the 3 people in the 4th person chart.
But hey, props to you for trying to get us to do 3 different synastries, all for you. I love it.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so pick the top number 1.
Killing me.
Yeah. So who we got?
Ken.
Ken. All right.
Ken.
Go to work, Sarah. Mary,
Okay.
tell me a little bit about Ken.
Oh, gosh. I met him when I was 15.
Yeah.
Hmm.
On and off throughout like our teenage years. He was a musician. Super. I swear he's like my twin flame. Very karmic. Back and forth. We got married when I was like 20. We were married for just like a year. And
Just a year.
Went off with some other woman or whatever, and then we got divorced, and like 10 years later we hooked up again.
Mhm.
Wow.
Came back again.
Wow.
and then he turned into he turned into like the devil. Like he became abusive, like literally like crazy abusive. He was on like drugs, I found out, and he was like
Oh
beating
no.
women, just like this all hidden stuff.
Oh no.
But it was very hard to like pull away from that relationship.
Yeah.
Most of my life, actually. So I know there's some karmic something going on there.
Yeah, definitely. Well, let's see what's going on. I mean, you guys have been together like on and off for basically as long as, you know, anybody could be together. Wow. Okay. So this chart, oh my goodness. Okay. All right. The first thing I see here is that, oh, I did it with myself. Well, I better never get with Ken.
Oh God.
Sorry, Mary. I pressed Mary and somehow it turned into Sarah. That's hilarious. I better never get with Ken. Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what's going on here. Okay.
Right away, I noticed the moon conjunct Uranus.
Yes.
Pluto conjunct true North Node. I'm gonna let Sarah take it, but I'm seeing the black moon Lilith conjunct Mars. Yes, yeah, absolutely.
This is a very karmic relationship, honey. Both of you, of course, you have Eris. Yes, of course you have Eris conjunction because, you know, you're in the same generation. You're not born too far away from each other. So you're definitely have Eris conjunction. But the thing is, your south node is on his sun with Eris. So this is going to be a lot of discord. Okay. South node is past lives. So there is stuff from past lives here, especially with you, with this Eris and the sun. He probably feels very close to you. It's all going into the 12th house, 8th and 12th. That's very karmic right there. Yeah, I'm not. Go ahead, Taylor.
How about the Venus conjunct lust?
Oh my goodness.
Right?
Yeah.
There's some erotic attraction there for sure. Holy shit.
Yes. Yes. I'm seeing that as well.
It's insane. Yeah, I have to stay away from the guy. I mean, he's still trying. I mean, bless his little heart, but yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Okay. Yeah. And also his Pluto is conjunct your north node. Yep. So yeah, like whenever I see that, that's like a blow up. That is like destruction for the both of you. So yes, be very careful. But I also feel like this relationship changes the course of your life in a way where, you know, even when he does blow stuff up, it makes you a better person, if that makes sense. It makes you a stronger person. Do you feel like that?
I'll tell you something I like in here. I like the vertex conjunct Juno.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's
they were
sweet.
Meant to get together. They were meant to get married.
Yeah, meant to get married. And then the Jupiter's conjunct is nice.
Yes.
Yeah. So you guys, you know, you guys bring out the best quality. There's an optimism there. There's an expansion of energy. Let's see. Oh, I saw something. Oh, the karma on the conjunct the moon. That's an interesting one.
Yeah. Yeah. And I also saw that Uranus is with the moon as well.
Yep. Yeah, I saw that.
So yeah, that could bring some just weird upheaval with emotional life. Like you said, it was just like
disruption
with him. Oh, and sun is opposition Pluto. Well, sun is opposition Pluto. So your sun is opposite his Pluto, as well as your own Pluto. And your sun is, his sun is opposite your north node. So I feel like there's almost this weird, like destructive attraction between you guys, like a magnetism. This is truly a karmic relationship. What do you think, Taylor?
Yeah. Well, and Ken's 12th house stellium is also just crazy. Like he's got everything in there, which means Ken is he's like a very aloof person. He's a hard person to read. He's a hard person to figure out because he has so many planets and asteroids in his 12th house, which means like his identity is mysterious. Venus is in 12th house. His love life is kind of fantastical, kind of elusive. His mind is a bit of a mystery. His just Eros, his erotic love, his lust. It's all like, he's a hard guy to grasp, to get a hold of, to like understand where exactly it is he's coming from.
Yeah. And I think that makes him all the more mysterious.
Yeah. The Aries is actually the lesser concern though, once it's in the 12th house, because the 12th house is so dominant, and it's what they call it's undoing, or it's kind of mystical energy. It's otherworldly power. You know what I mean?
And her 8th house is right there. And her 8th house is right on his 12th house.
Oh yeah, I know, the 8th and the 12th. So that's like your underworld energy meets his like, total mystical energy. So it's a very interesting combination, a hard combination to for practicality, just for like functionality.
And Mary,
it was very it's so weird, and it was better when we were younger, but as we got older, we came back together. That's when just like all this aggression in him, he just turned into like this. He went from mystical and romantic and writing me music and super sweet and just being unfaithful to flat out narcissistic, abusive, trying to kill me basically.
Wow.
Terrible.
Yeah. Well, your Narcissus and Mars are right on his Narcissus. So I can see why that might bring some kind of like abuse on his behalf. Not that abuse is excusable. And also his Lilith is right with your Mars. So that's a lot of, could be destructive sexual energy. Almost like, you guys, I don't want to like put it in a way that will trigger some people. But, there is that show Big Little Lies with Nicole Kidman. I don't know if you saw it, and her husband would like punch her and he's like, I'm so sorry. And then they would like have hot sex. So I think there might be like some of that element with you guys. It's definitely not healthy.
Well, yeah. And also with his Black Moon Lilith in Taurus, it means he can be very obsessed with his own body, his own self-worth, his own sense of possessions. There's like a destructive nature going on there, where it's like kind of vanity or possessiveness to the extreme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Mary, so does that
got your work cut out for you?
Yeah. Does that help answer your question about Ken and like?
There's something going on there.
Oh yeah.
There's something going on there. So
there always is.
You guys investigate.
Yeah. Hey, if you want a further investigation on this, remember, book a private appointment with me or Sarah. We can dive deeper into this, and really break it down on a one-on-one level. Through me, it's taylorfortune.com, and then through Sarah,
it's Linktree/Full Moon Astrology. Okay, Mary, thank you so much for calling.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. We will talk to you soon, Mary. Good luck with everything.
Yeah. Talk soon. Thank you.
All
Bye,
right.
Mary.
Bye-bye.
Wow.
Right, Sarah. Yeah, I know, right? There's some interesting shit going on there.
I know. And it's like a whole life story. I mean, the last 2 calls we got, it's not exactly like romantic, lovey-dovey, romantic comedy kind of stories going on here tonight.
I know, right? Why don't you, I have another person to call. Why don't you pitch our number one more time?
Sure, I will. Good idea.
Yeah.
If you want to get a reading from us, a mini synastry relationship compatibility reading, text 213-866-4225. Text us the following info: your name and the other person's name, your birth information and the other person's birth information, and your email. Again, that number is 213-866-4225. And text us your name, their birth information, your birth information, and the email, 213-866-4225. All right.
Hello? Hello there. You're on Cosmic Love.
Hi.
How are you?
A little nervous, but
I'm a little nervous.
Doing
It's okay.
well. Hey, so I sent off your information to Sarah without even looking at myself at your name. What's your name?
Reese.
Oh, say that one more time. Reese?
Reese.
Oh, Reese. That's
Okay.
like a Terminator. That was Reese was the good guy. Kyle Reese.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway,
Or Reese
hey, come on.
Pieces.
I know my movies. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Let's see. Sarah didn't get the info. Let me text this to her one more time and then we'll get started on your
Yeah.
Reese. How are you doing today outside of being nervous?
Good. Having a 3-day weekend, so pretty excited for that.
Nice.
Oh, good for you.
Okay.
Okay. I got
Cool.
it. I got the
Info is
Reese.
in. So Reese,
got
why don't you tell me a little bit about Alan? What's going on there? How do you guys know each other?
We met about 2 years ago. It was a little bit hard to get into a friendship at first, but now we've become really good friends. We talk almost every other day.
Yeah.
He kind of moved away too, kind of working on himself, but I'm also working on myself. So I'm trying to see if this is something that, like, since we're both trying to, like, grow into ourselves, if this is something that's meant to be that happens later or something I should just not think about.
Yeah. Great question. So let me ask you this. So did you and Alan ever like officially date, or were you guys just best friends wondering if you should take it there?
We never officially dated.
Okay. So it's kind of more of a crush, you would say, in a way?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Definitely crush.
Got
Awesome.
Okay. And I'm just going to put in your info.
The other ones.
Yeah.
Okay. Just 1 second, Reese.
We
Still
got my
Alan.
technical expert in there
Yeah.
plugging away all your info.
Yeah. So Reese, do you still talk to Alan right now?
Sorry, what'd you say?
Do you still talk to Alan right now?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Have you ever told Alan how you feel, or do you kind of keep this to yourself?
Oh, he knows.
He knows. Okay. And
Oh.
yeah, how has he responded to that?
Kind of like, I'm working on me right now, and he really has been. It wasn't like a lie. Like, he literally quit his job and left and moved away and trying to start doing something new and different. So
Understood.
So he doesn't live near you anymore. So this would be like a long distance thing.
yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon, but yeah.
Got it. Okay. Well,
Sarah,
let's see what's
just curious, do you have Alan on the top and Reese on the bottom for the chart? Okay, it's easier when we look at the same thing. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Just 1 second.
Go for it.
The asteroids. You can pull it up. You can go ahead. Yeah.
I'm seeing the sun conjunct Pluto there.
Oh, wow. Okay. So that's major, like, sexual attraction. Definitely. So do you feel like, is he like afraid, do you think, to like feel attracted to you? What do you think? Reese?
Can you repeat that?
Do you feel like he's afraid to feel attracted to you? Like, has he been in a relationship with another man before?
He has, yes. I haven't.
Okay. Okay. Let me see here. All right. Entering the chart.
There's the Uranus conjunct Venus, which is kind of a difficult one.
Okay. My computer froze just 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah, astro.com, not the whole thing.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
We don't need that technical difficulty on this show, do we?
Yeah, right. Well,
I
okay.
know.
So some of the things that I see here, it's like I said, nobody gets out of this unscathed. There's always good and bad. Even in the, there's no such thing as a perfect match. It's just
No, never.
You do have, it looks like Reese, your Uranus is conjunct his moon, which makes it very hard for you guys to emotionally connect.
Mm-hmm.
Uranus causes a lot of disruptive energy, and the moon is all about emotion. So somehow, and that's okay. It just means a little more difficult for you guys to connect emotionally. There's just a kind of resistance or disruptive energy going on there. And then let's see, his Mars is on your moon. So you're really fascinated by him intellectually.
Yeah. And Ceres too is there too. Yeah, right. Definitely. And the part of fortune too.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So he probably like really makes you feel just like connected to him, like even psychically connected. Do you feel like you guys feel like psychically connected in a way?
Yeah.
Mm.
Entering others' dreams and stuff. It's weird.
Oh, wow.
That's something
Entering each
else.
other.
Wow.
Sarah, what's that? What is that one conjunct Neptune there? The diamond with the cross?
That's Pallas Athena.
That's right. Pallas Athena, which is
wisdom.
about wisdom. Okay, yeah. So I was gonna say, that's wisdom and justice, right?
Mhm. Yes,
Yeah.
she's a fighter. She is. I think of her as like Joan of Arc, Pallas
Okay.
Athena. Yeah, yeah. So I feel like, like you probably just respect him. You respect his mind. And then with his north node there, conjunction in his moon to conjunction with your Uranus and your Saturn, something with that north node in the Saturn does tell me like that actually could be a long-term relationship for you guys. A Saturn conjunction isn't necessarily a bad thing because it brings balance and stability to a relationship, and it also brings lessons. So he could actually like bring a lesson to you and vice versa. Do you feel like he brings like life lessons to you and vice versa, Reese?
Yeah, we definitely like talk to each other like that, and really kind of like when we're feeling down, like lift each other up and teach each other, like tell each other, like, like give each other life lessons, but not like, sorry.
Yeah, I understand that.
You're doing great, Reese. You're doing great.
Yeah, you are. You're fine. And then also like with your 12th house on his IC. So IC is all about like our comfort zone or our home zone. And then the 12th house is our unconscious and our secrets. I think you guys feel very comfortable together, but I think you especially feel more comfortable with him, if that makes sense.
That makes total sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you're not afraid to show your shadow and all of that to him. And he's okay with it as well. And then Taylor, did you see the South Node in the Vesta?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then the South, and then also Juno and Jupiter together there. So there might be some past life stuff going on here. I do feel like there might be, because whenever I see a South Node in a Vesta, because Vesta means undying love, unconditional love. And then with South Node being there, that's past lives. And I call that a hallmark of soulmates. That's definitely a past life kind of soulmate thing going on there.
100%.
Yeah. And with Jupiter is all about expansion. On Juno, I mean, this partnership could bring you guys a lot of wonderful just joy together. So Reese, what are you thinking so far?
Yeah. Tell us your thoughts, Reese. How are we doing? Are you feeling the energy?
Yeah, it's all resonating. Resonating totally.
I
think I even already know the past life too.
You felt that?
Because I felt it before. So when he said, I'm just like, oh, I know what that is. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're a very intuitive person. I'm seeing the 12th house stellium here with the Venus in the 12th, Black Moon Lilith in the 12th, and the Vesta in the 12th. So the Black Moon Lilith really stands out as very deeply intuitive energy, almost to the point where it can be where you have a tendency to get lost in the dream world a bit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. I think that might be part of it. Like, how do you manifest this relationship into reality? Right. Yeah.
As indicated both by the Lilith and the Venus. Right. Because it's like when your Venus is in your 12th house, I have this too. So I'm with you there, buddy. Venus in the 12th
house in the house.
Yeah. Wait, do you have that too, Sarah?
Yeah, I do.
All three of us do. So Venus is that's how we love, that's how we that is our asteroid of love. And when it's in the 12th house is the hardest for us to access, which means that we tend to fantasize a little more about love. We tend to make it idealistic, and which means it's kind of to the detriment of the reality of being with someone. So like, for example, Alan, when he's not around, he is your fucking everything. Like he is the answer to all of your problems. If only you were with Alan, you would never have anything bad in your life happen again, right?
Yeah.
Are you there, Reese?
We're there.
Yeah, he can feel like that. Now, we all know, like, dude, probably, 2-3 months into the relationship with Alan, you guys just gonna be eating Doritos, watching Netflix, but like, it doesn't feel that way.
Crumbs, and Alan's gonna leave crumbs, and Reese is gonna be like, dude, you clean up your crumbs. What's up?
Yes. Like when I fall for someone, they are like my everything. Like my sun rises and sets with them. They're my moon, my starlit sky. And then the reality, once I'm with them, like, I'm a little bit bored right now.
Taylor's giving away secrets, 12th house secrets. But it's true.
That's what happened. Wait, Reese just said that's what happened with his ex. So that's a pattern for you too, huh?
Yeah, because 12th house, the 12th house is Neptune's house, and it means intangible things. So it's like we fantasize a lot and we can't bring it into that reality realm. And then we do, like Taylor said, we just kind of like, sometimes we just like cannonball it. We're like, oh no, like this is not what I imagined at all. Like they smell when they wake up and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, the curse of the 12th house Venus.
Yeah. Let's see what we have. We have not too much 7th house activity going on here. I was hoping to find there's Jupiter in Alan's or in Reese's 7th house, but that falls in Alan's 11th. Well, I don't know. What else you got, Sarah?
But I think the nice thing about this relationship is that Alan's descendant does fall into Reese's 3rd house of communication. So I think they get, like Reese said, they get along really well. This can be a nice long-term relationship, but it actually does have to come into the physical fruition. But I do see a lot of wonderful things going on in this relationship. I don't see any destructive aspects at all. I mean, even Mercury with Mars, Alan's Mercury is right on Reese's Mars, which is wonderful. That means they can get a lot accomplished together. So you guys can kind of be a power couple if you wanted to be.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
And then also we talked earlier about the Alan's Mars conjunct Reese's moon. So there's definitely, that intellectual not intellectual. There's that connection, just that really strong
stimulation.
What's that?
Stimulation.
That's what I'm looking for. Exactly. Like, yeah, you're just drawn to this person emotionally. Like there's a strong connection there. Let's see.
Yeah.
What else do we have here?
So Reese, do you think that there's a chance that you guys are ever going to like hook up? I mean, have you guys taken it? I mean, you don't have to tell us on the show if you don't want to, but have you guys ever like kissed or anything? Like, was there chemistry there?
Never kissed, but there was chemistry at first before we became friends. And then I kind of tried to pursue it and then kind of backed down a bit because he had a situationship that was going on. And then after that was done, he just kind of had to rebuild himself back up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that this relationship definitely has a lot of potential. It sounds like Taylor does too. I think right now it's just a matter of Alan getting himself together. Like you said, it sounds like Alan's kind of taking a break from romance right now, but I think that when Alan is ready, this relationship could really pop off and be a long-lasting relationship, a potential marriage for sure.
Nice. He's being celibate right now, so that's.
Yeah, give him a little bit. Give him a little bit.
Give him some time.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to wait.
Yeah.
In the meantime, you have fun.
Yeah. All right, Sarah. Well, yeah. Thank you so much for calling in. We wish you all the best.
Yeah. Bye, Reese. Take care. Thanks for calling.
All right.
That was a good chart.
Yeah, it
was a happy chart. I like a happy chart. All right, guys. It sounds like we have time for about one more. So if you guys want to text 213-866-4225, text us your birth information, their birth information, and your email address if you want. So go ahead.
Somebody has said that they don't want their info over the radio per se, but they'd like us to do their chart reading.
Okay.
I texted you the info if you want to do their
Okay.
chart, and we'll just talk about it. And you know,
Okay.
just I think the name that they probably sent was fake anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. Yeah. And you guys, if you're embarrassed or whatever, we get it. Like sometimes people just want to remain anonymous, and
Yeah, exactly.
that. Yeah. They're afraid like their boss is watching, but your
Right.
boss, you know, we would love if your boss is watching, but
Right.
yeah.
Hey, and just wait till this is the premiere episode. Just wait till we start getting like thousands and thousands of viewers.
Yeah.
It's going to be insane. Right now, it's just, you know, our closest people watching, and you know, as we launch this behemoth, this astrological behemoth that will take over the world.
That's right. That's right. Everyone's going to want to know what's going on with their relationship charts. And I think, Taylor, like a lot of people don't understand that you can do this with astrology. They think it's just like sun signs or maybe even moon signs.
You know what? No, that's a great point. Actually, maybe instead of let's hold off on that secret reading for a moment and let's tell people what the fuck we're doing here.
Yeah, I think that's a great thing. Yeah.
So
you
explain it.
Sure. So everybody has a birth chart, even your dog, but I don't want to, we're not doing that on this show.
We're going to do BA's Rocky.
I know that's right. Hey, call us Rocky.
Yeah, I think Rocky's a Virgo. All right. Shout out to BA.
Anyways, so everyone has a birth chart. And you're more than just your sun, moon, and your rising. Some people don't even understand what a moon and rising is in their chart. So it's like you have every planet in the solar system with asteroids, and it's fixed on your birth chart. And that's like your cosmic blueprint, hence cosmic love. Then you're going to take somebody else's birth chart, which has completely different energies. And a synastry chart is essentially we take your information and put their information like right on top of each other and see how your planets and asteroids connect with theirs. And since Taylor and I both have like studied astrology for many, many years, we understand how it all works, and we just like break it down for you. So, you know, sign by sign and planet by planet, and asteroid by asteroid, because each planet and each asteroid has a different energy. So like the moon has a different energy than the sun. Like the moon is your emotions, the sun is your ego, your rising sign is your identity. Venus is love, of course. Mars can be passion. Pluto can be destruction, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So
Saturn, restriction, Jupiter, expansion. The list goes on. And then the fucking asteroids are countless.
Exactly.
There's a lot of those.
There's no end, but we kind of do limit it. Yeah. There's ones that like matter more in a synastry chart than others. So
one key word you'll hear us say a lot is conjunctions, or we say squares. Conjunctions are when two planets or asteroids are right next to each other. So his sun right next to, right on top of your moon, that means his ego, his identity is touching your emotions. Correct. Now, based on what his sun sign is in, if it's in Leo and your moon is in Aries, that's a really strong conjunction. That's two fire signs, and that can be really great. And I'm sure Sarah can tell you conjunctions that are bad, you know?
Yeah, like that Saturn Uranus conjunction. Yeah. I feel like that could lead to a lot of challenges and a lot of friction in a relationship, because Uranus is sudden change, which we all have in our lives. And then Saturn is like that old grandpa who doesn't want to do anything, that restriction. So it's like, you know, the grandpa doesn't want to get out of his rocking chair, and Uranus is like, hey, we're going.
Yeah.
We're going. And the grandpa's like, no, I'm not going.
I got a great analogy for Saturn and Uranus. That the Saturn is the farmers who tended or lived at Woodstock, and Uranus are the hippies that showed up at Woodstock.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? The old farmers are like, what in the fuck is happening to this massive acreage property here
That's
that I normally tend.
These kids and their loud music and their long hair and
Right.
all that. Exactly what
That's Saturn. And yeah, Uranus is the fucking, you know, the age of Aquarius, fucking, you know, flower children pouring all over that massive open expanse and just causing havoc and destruction and
really,
well, peace and love, whatever you want to call it. But
yeah.
to the older generation, it was like a sight to behold.
Yeah, just upheaval. Uranus upheaval. So yeah, there's that. And then there's opposition. So oppositions are usually kind of tense, but then again, in a synastry chart, it's not so bad because opposition means like, you know, there could be some magnetism there, opposites attract. Yeah. So we look at that and then we look at the nodes, and a lot of people don't know what that is, like north node, south node. North node is your soul's mission. South node has to do with past lives. A lot of the time, especially in a synastry chart, we look at how your ascendant and your descendant, and ascendant again is your identity. Descendant is like your relationships and what you look for in relationships. And then your IC, which is like who you are deep down inside with all the covers off, under the covers. That's kind of my weird analogy. Like who you are at nighttime when you go to bed, nobody else sees you, or maybe somebody else is seeing you.
Wait, I want to follow you. You said that's your IC when you're in your truest self.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good analogy because I always associate just IC with the past lives, but it's also your truest form too. See, I'm learning too. Sarah and I both teach each other a lot. That's another interesting point. Like tarot, astrology, there's no end to the learning. I have seen two veteran astrologers of 20 years talk to each other about things like Black Moon Lilith, Nessus, what is it? Iris, all these things, and they're both learning from each other. Like, oh, I've always interpreted it more this way. I've always interpreted it more that way. There are no traditional, fixed, set, absolute definitions to this stuff. It's like tarot cards. It's a lot of interpretation. You know, Sarah and I are conduits, and you know, Sarah's extremely good at this, but we're both just kind of conduits to interpret this. But Sarah, talk a little more about that because I know you know a lot about that.
Sure. You mean like how people interpret things differently?
How we interpret, just how it can all be interpreted. Like you need, there's no fixed definition of this stuff. It's how we interpret it.
No, like, of course we all read the same books more or less, but then we have our own experiences as our own individual souls. Right.
Right.
And we see how it affects like our own charts and our own life. So I say, oh, my 12th house Venus, this is what happened. And then Taylor could say, he has a 12th house Venus and this is what happened. I'm like, oh, wow, I never thought of it that way before with 12th house Venus. You know, that could be part of the 12th house Venus experience as well. So it's just like what over time, like talking to people and having clients and more clients and more experience, then we're like, oh, we see an overall pattern here. Like I started seeing an overall pattern with vertex that I never read in any book before. And every time I asked a client, or every time I still ask a client, who is this, whoever sign that vertex is, like Leo, like, oh, your vertex is in Leo. Who's the Leo in your life?
Right.
Your life. And they'll be like, my mom. And usually it's their mom or their dad or like some crazy ex. It's always some crazy ex.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was different because I never read that in any book. I never heard that from any astrologer before.
Right. Yeah. I learned from someone that, you know, when you have a sun in your 12th house, that means issues with your father. When you have a moon in your 12th house, that means issues with your mom. And I never read that in any book. That was Missy who told me that. And it's like, it's such a shorthand to get to. And so far, every person I've ever said that to, as my observation, not crediting Missy at all. Like, hey, look at what I just found. They're always like, oh my God, that is so true. Like I've always had, my father was absentee in my life, or my mother and I have always clashed. Right. And so that's just an example of how there's like these shortcuts. There's another example, a quick example too. Like you and I both have Venus in the 12th house. So another way in which there's not like a fixed definition of that is, you may look, one person with that may look at love as a very dreamy thing, you know, something that is fantastical, it's mystical, it's almost like divine in a way, because it has that Neptunian energy to it.
Sure.
Another person with Venus in the 12th house may not even be able to access that love side of themselves, because it's more leaning into the undoing side of the 12th house.
Right.
So like when you go to like Cafe Astrology or one of the websites, they don't have that range to kind of show you both sides of it.
No, because it's also like, what is this placement doing? How's it aspecting other planets, right? So it's like Taylor's Venus is aspecting different planets than mine. And then I think your Venus is in Virgo and mine is in Sag, which is very, very different.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
know.
like the expression is very, very different as well. So you can't just say 12th house Venus, this is how your life is going to be, your 12th house Sun, this is how your life is going to be. You can't just be so prescriptive with it. So,
and we haven't even gotten to the degrees too, which every 10 degrees has its own thing. And come on, let's face it, not everybody is that, loyal to the degrees, because then we can get so fucking complicated, because it's like Venus in the 12th house at 7 degrees versus Venus in the 12th house at 23 degrees. Like, oh my God. But that's why, Sarah, even more than me, you just amass this knowledge to just be able to look at it and just intuitively interpret it. When I do tarot card readings, I never think, what does this card mean? Like, what is that definition out of the book? I just look at it and say, yeah, I got it.
Yeah, because it's like the same every time, even though like it's applied to a different situation and a different person.
Right.
Like Tower card can be different. Sometimes it's positive. I hope. I got it this morning.
I mean, the outcome down the road can definitely be positive, but yeah.
I think I know I got it this morning though. It was weird. We'll talk more about that.
Yeah, we'll talk. Yeah, we're gonna stay on the Zoom after this. But yeah, guys. So this stuff is really fascinating, and there's no clear answer. There's no shortcut. There are a lot of things you can learn in a book, but eventually it does become, an intuitive process. And that's where, expertise, readers, just, what this whole thing is all about is filtered through, the opinions of people who have studied this, but are also just in it to interpret it on the spot, using that intuitive energy.
Definitely. And when you want someone to read your chart or look at a synastry chart, you have to pick someone who you feel comfortable with, because you feel someone that you feel like matches your energy, or at least you're comfortable with their energy. You have to trust their energy for sure. Not just because someone says like this person is an expert. Well, they can be an expert, but that doesn't mean you're going to connect with them well.
You know what's crazy? Here's a little side note to who you pick also. I've found this, I think a lot of people have found this with psychics, with astrologers, with tarot card readers, with different types of healers. You also have to find people that are looking for and want and are championing positive outcomes, because there are, and that's not to deceive you or lie to you, but there's a lot of people out there, especially in tarot and astrology, who like almost want to hone right in on the negativity of it and say, oh, this can't work, this is horrible, like blah blah blah, because they themselves have been through trauma and like the whole misery loves company kind of a thing. And I've just found that there are just positive readers and negative readers out there, and you have to as a client, you have to trust that these people, the yous and the me's out there are going to be like, we're not going to bullshit you and tell you everything's going to be perfect, but we want what's best for you.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean? I don't want to hurt anybody. I want everybody to be in love, to be with their twin flame. I want beautiful tarot readings. I want love and happiness all across the planet. But that said, we're also going to be honest too.
Right. We can't sugarcoat things for you. Then we would be lying. We can't tell you, oh, this relationship is going to work. Like when the chart we saw with Mary, or the chart we saw with the brick guy, like it just didn't seem like, well, especially with the stories they told too. It's like, okay, I can't advise you to like go back to this person right now. That's inadvisable, but we can't say, oh, it can never work. Never, ever, ever. Can't be doomsday-ish about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that's a wrap for today. So you can book a private appointment with me, Taylor Fortune, at taylorfortune.com, where we can dive further into this. Of course, divine masculine perspective, divine feminine perspective. Take it away.
Yeah, sure. Linktree/full moon astrology. You can book a reading with me. I have all sorts of different kinds of readings on there, just not synastry. I have birth charts, synastry. I also do like children's birth chart readings. I do a PDF for that. I do past life readings. I also do cards, but I know Taylor has a myriad of services as well. So you can look at both of our websites and see what works for you. So I want to thank everyone who watched tonight and everyone who texted. And
thank you.
I hope you guys feel more comfortable to text next week, and we'll definitely give you that mini reading, see what's going on in your relationship.
Perfect. All right, everybody. Have a good night.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.